Hello, welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey today. This is a reading for Scorpio, wherever Scorpio is in your chart. I hope you're all doing well. If you watched my human design profile readings this last round, I went on a rant about CapCut and how I'm not going to be editing these videos anymore because CapCut changed their terms of service. So, I'm not going to go on that rant again, but just an FYI, however and whatever happens during the making of this video, it's going to go straight from camera to YouTube. So if my dog starts freaking out in the background, or I'm just sitting here literally staring at the cards, because sometimes it takes a minute for words to get from my brain to my mouth, it's all going to be in there. The other thing that I wanted to share is that after this round of readings, I'm going to be taking a breaky poo for at least a month, probably closer to 2, and there is a possibility that it might be permanent. I'm not sure yet. Like the feeling came over me really effing strong yesterday, which was Saturday. I think this video will probably come out Monday. Anyway, to take a break, but then like a little whisper was kind of saying, am I going to, like, are you going to continue type of thing? Which I don't know, it makes me really emotional to think about not posting these videos. I do still love to do it, but truthfully, the channel just hasn't grown to what I was hoping it would be. And it's been 3 years at this point. And I mean, this is probably the only consistent thing I have done for 3 years other than breathe. So, I don't know, I don't know. It's got to be me, right? And it's kind of just one of those things of when do you accept that something is just not working out? Anyway, also, I started EMDR therapy a couple weeks ago, and that has been amazing, but also heavy. And I think I just need to give myself some space to like recalibrate. And, I'm reclaiming a lot of energy, even in the 2 sessions of EMDR that I've done so far. And, no doubt it's, powerful stuff. And, anyway, so yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I just know for now, I definitely need to take a little bit of a break. So that's my announcement. Let's get some cards for Scorpio. Let's start talking about you. Finally. That's the whole point of these readings. Anyway, what's going on in Scorpio? Anything? I don't think the moon is in Scorpio still. I know Uranus is going to be moving out of Taurus. I love this. The star. Hell yeah. I know Uranus is moving out of Taurus officially tomorrow, so you don't have that opposition with Uranus and whatever placements you have in Scorpio going on anymore, at least for a little bit. I think it's going to retrograde back into Taurus for a couple months at the end of the year. Ooh, woo. What about the star? It feels like there's before I look at these cards, the song that was just going through my head, I can't, like, I was trying to wait for it to like solidify, but it's I feel like it's like some Disney song of whatever you dream can come true. Isn't that a Disney song? I mean, it's gone. But anyway, like when I was sitting here just staring at, shuffling, staring at the star card, that's the feeling that I got. Like, truly, if you can dream it, it is possible. We have the King of Wands, which, yeah. We have the Ace of Pentacles, Justice, and the World. I love this for you. Let me make sure that all these cards are in frame. It's at the bottom of the deck. Toxic Witches. That's the Devil card. Oh yeah, we got room. Let's move these over. Let's just leave this here for now. And I don't know, for some reason I'm like, I don't know if we're going to need the bottom of the deck. I mean, we might talk about it since I looked at it. Eight of Cups behind that. I mean, true, it really is like, okay, we probably will. We probably will touch on the bottom of the deck. The star card says, have faith that healing is in the forecast. I love that they're like standing outside, at nighttime or sunset, looking up at the star there, because it almost kind of feels like moon magic too. Like, I don't know if you've ever done this, like during like a full moon or whatever, but like literally go outside and talk to the moon. I've done that. But yeah, I mean, maybe it is too just a thing about sitting outside at night and putting your dreams, your hopes literally into the ethers, like shooting it up there so that it can come back down. Even like I was talking about, like recalibrating. It's like it's putting it out there so that it can be calibrated to you. I mean, the star card, speaking of Uranus, this is the card of Aquarius, and the modern rulership of Aquarius is Uranus. Uranus? I don't know. I saw this video on TikTok of this guy that was ranting about people mispronouncing. He's like, I don't believe in astrology, but I research it. Shut up. Anyway, he's like talking about how everybody is pronouncing Uranus wrong. So anyway, I blocked him. But But yeah, like I said, right? So Uranus is at the 29th degree of Taurus also. That is the opposing sign to you. So, oppositions, there's tension there. It almost kind of, to me, I like imagine a tug of war type of energy, or even like ping pong came to mind. Um but it's either way though, right? It's opposing forces. So, like, wherever Taurus is for you, wherever Scorpio is in your chart, um maybe there is some clarity here around what you hope to manifest, what your dreams are, what your goals are, what you have faith in. Maybe even reconnecting with that. I truly, I'm struggling like with this myself, but it's, almost like having to create your own hope, like your own magic, because I mean, truly, the fucking world is falling apart. I mean, the United States is, for sure. And I was just telling a friend the other day, I was like, I just have hope fatigue. Like you get these glimmers of hope that are big, right? I mean, they seem like sure things, and then literally, that opposing force etches out. So I'm like, I have hope fatigue myself. Um, so I just won't believe anything until I see it, which is, it's not, that's not like a great place to be, like mentally or energetically either. So I think that's like coming through, because with myself, I've been thinking of that. Like, you can't just be humdrum and, whatever. Like, create your own hope, have hope for your own future, that things will work out. You still have goals, you still have things that you want to achieve here with the star card. And I love that the star card came out first. And a lot of these cards here too, like, there's not a ton of movement here. So this could even just be, again, getting clear on what those goals are. Even if it's a matter of just, resting a little bit in Uranus being out of the way. And maybe, you would have to think of like how the last 7 years have been for you, and how, again, that house, that, let's say you're a Scorpio rising, right? I mean, that's your first house. So Taurus is going to be your seventh house of other people, relationships. I think contracts might be in there too. Like, that at least like came to my mind. So how have your relationships been? What have you learned? Like, what do you want? What don't you want? What has changed you too? And of course, if Scorpio is in a different area of your chart, like for me, that's my fifth house. Taurus is my 11th house. And I have a 28-degree sun and a 27-degree Chiron in Taurus. So Uranus has been sitting on top of that for a little while now. But also, like, I found I found a group, like a community of people that, I mean, it's also like new, but It's promising. um, and, you know, like fifth house, vulnerability. Um, I know like children is in there too. I don't have any placements in Scorpio though. Do I? No. It really does just feel like keeping the light on in the darkness type of energy, finding the light too, even. And part of the reason why I'm saying that, like I was staring at this card here when I said that, but then I look over at the King of Wands and look at her, like she's holding this candle again, like in the darkness. You know, it's finding the light or even creating the light in the darkness. This card says, shine your inner candlelight bright enough for others to follow. There's a Sugarland song. Which one is it? Get Back Up, I think is Get Back Up. Hello, babies. But there's a verse in it that says, when the darkness tries to get me, there's a light that just won't let me. That's like how this feels. Finding the light. And actually, let me write that down. I've been trying to like put titles on these videos, but I've also realized that like if I don't write it down during the video, I am not going to remember at all. So anyway, King of Wands. Kings are the highest expression of the suit, right? It's fire. You itchies. Wands have to do with the actions that you take, the motivation behind those actions, creativity, passion. Poor thing. Ugh. He's trying to itch like this one spot on his like chest that's hard to get to. Anyway, I also see wands as information by way of experience, because that's what you get by trying things. You figure out what works, you figure out what doesn't work. What do you like? What don't you like? What stays? What goes? Right? And truly, the only way to figure out those things is by doing, by trying them. And with it being a king, like this is somebody who has been through a lot. Like they have a lot of wisdom to impart on people, you know? They've tried a lot of different things. They've learned a lot of lessons. They've picked up a lot of skills along the way too. Also, the King of Wands is the entrepreneur of the tarot. Like they have to have creative freedom. I think it would be really difficult for the King of Wands to like work on somebody else's schedule. You know, like it's just like needing to have the flexibility to go like wherever their creativity is taking them, wherever their motivation even is taking them. And this is a lot of, even again, shine your inner candlelight bright enough for others to follow. This is like, you know, really showing up authentically, allowing yourself to be seen, you know, being a beacon. They're on the phone too. It's, you know, maybe even being somebody that people rely on. look to, again, for guidance. I mean, there could be some sort of a promotion. It could be, of course, a leadership type position, or even just a leadership type role, because it really is like, claiming your power, stepping into that person that that you are. It's probably a role that you've had for a long time, but just either pushed away or just didn't really accept, or even maybe knew what to do with. But with the star card here, maybe you have some clarity around that. Maybe you have an idea of what you want that to look like for you, like how you want it to fit into your life. The star card, like the book says, after her yard is destroyed by a hurricane, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't have guessed that, but okay. This witch comes outside to check the damage, stopping to take in the sight of the glittering sky above her. It's more beautiful than anything I ever could have imagined, she whispers, seemingly to no one, until she hears a kind and otherworldly voice respond, which speaks also to you. Yes, child, the stars from many universes have come to shine their healing light upon you. They reassure you that it's okay to let yourself have hope again, because whatever troubles you've been facing have served their purpose and will soon come to an end. The journey ahead is bright. Trust that you're being led to magical and awe-inspiring places. I also love that we have the World card at the end, which is just, I feel like, double confirmation of that too. The King of Wands says, welcome, the king greets you. When you're passionate about something, you can assume that you're the only one who cares about it, but that's not the case. There are always people who care just as much as you do. This card can represent an adult or someone at any stage in life who's dedicated and passionate. They may not be an authority figure in your life, or they may be an authority figure in your life, or they may not be. Either way, they tend to give off a heartfelt yet assertive energy. They know just how to attract like-minded people in pursuit of a common goal. If you're looking to achieve something big, perhaps it would be in your best interest to put up some metaphorical or literal flyers. Mm-hmm. And maybe you would get a call out of the blue, or an opportunity to work with somebody who you admire. This is also, too, last thing I'll say about the King of Wands is, it's also taking action on your passions, your desires, right? It's showing those things, expressing those things confidently. I don't think the King of Wands would second guess themselves, right? I think the King of Wands at this stage, right, being the highest, there is no other place to go after the King, right? You go back to the Ace. I think they have learned that it's like no press is bad press. I don't know where that even came from in my head, but like no experience is a mistake. No, nothing you've tried has failed, right? Like, it's given you experience. It has given you this clarity to get you closer to expressing yourself fully and more authentically. And yeah, maybe it is exhausting at times. And of course, we can see it as, like being a failure, if that's how we want to wrap our heads around it. Which I also kind of feel like is a read on me. But anyway, sorry. I always get something out of these readings too, like, anyway, um, you're not starting from scratch, right? Like, you're starting from experience, which is awesome because we have the Ace of Pentacles next to that. And I love that the Ace of Pentacles is in the middle of the reading. It says, wow, what an abundant opportunity. I love that the hand is coming out from the left side of the card, which the left side of the card is usually the past, the right side of the card is the future, but it almost kind of feels like it's coming out of this King of Wands. A new opportunity. Maybe it is something that is coming up from the past in some capacity. But it is something that is being offered to you. Pentacles have to do with our money, how we get it, how we save it, how we spend it. It's our time and our energy. Where are we investing our time and our energy? I mean, that's generally something that we use in exchange for money. So, are you asking for appropriate compensation for that? It's like, are you receiving an equal exchange, right? It's also your physical body and your health. Literally anything tangible, anything you can touch, anything that you place worth and value on. That's all Pentacles energy. So yeah, I mean, like I said, there's this opportunity that's coming in here for you. And I love that it is in the middle of the reading because it's like coming from this clarity, or even, hope. Hope allows you to like put yourself out there again, right? Like it's just kind of, believing that like the best is yet to come type of thing. And that there is more to experience, that you have more light, to spread or to show. And then here comes this opportunity. And an abundant one at that. Something that is in alignment with you. It is in alignment with your hopes and dreams. It is that dream coming true, right? And then we have the Justice card next, which says, stick to your truth and everything will turn out just fine. This is a card of Libra. And it talks about the scales balancing, fairness, karma, you get what you give type of thing. I love the message about sticking to your truth and everything will turn out just fine. And maybe that is also the thing that has changed here a bit, is honoring your truth, even trusting your truth, because I feel like a lot of us have been conditioned out of trusting our inner knowing, trusting our inner light too, like trusting that, the things that excite us, the passions, the desires that we have would lead us anywhere, like we've been conditioned out of trusting those things. But it's almost kind of like that's all that's left, is to trust that and try it, like, you've tried maybe some other ways of going about things, and now it's about trusting yourself and trusting your inner knowing, trusting your truth, even speaking your truth too. I feel like that's kind of a big conversation that I feel like has been going around. Because it changes the energy of you. It changes the energy of how people perceive you, good, bad, or otherwise, right? I mean, that's not your responsibility to control how other people, perceive you or react to you. Your only responsibility is to show up authentically yourself and speak your truth. Obviously not intentionally trying to hurt anybody or whatever, but really honoring that. I also love how the Justice card is right next to the Ace of Pentacles, because it's like this is the opportunity that you deserve. This is the scales balancing. So over here, if it feels like things have been out of whack for a while, you're getting that together. And they're on their laptop here. Maybe it has something to do with social media. Maybe it has something to do with, blogging or writing in some capacity. I mean, of course, they could be working as well. Working from home is how this feels. They have their slippers on, like sweatpants. I'm curious what the book says about. Once someone had made the mistake of telling this formidable judge that it wasn't feasible for her to practice both the law and the craft. So naturally, she took that as a challenge and chose to do both. In a serious tone, she tells you, being honest with others is extremely important, of course, but being honest with yourself is just as important. As long as you've been doing both, you have nothing to worry about. You will be treated with the same fairness reflected in your actions. If you pull this card and personal justice is what you're looking for, then you can sleep soundly knowing that everything will likely rule in your favor. She delivers with a reassuring wink in your way. I love that. Your enemies will fall. And then we have the World card at the end. Yay, you did it. Now do something to celebrate a job well done. Like I said, I feel like, I mean, even too, just look at the difference between the energies on these cards, between the Star card and the World card. This is something, the World card is truly the end of a cycle. This actually feels very Plutonic too, which, Pluto is the modern rulership of Scorpio, and that's an Aquarius right now. But Pluto is like the total life cycle planet, right? It's the birth, it's birth, it's life, it's death. It's literally the whole thing. And that's what this reading even kind of feels like. The ebbs and flows, the cycles of things, like there are times where we feel like we're up, and then there are times where we feel like we're down, and we have to find the will, to hope and to have dreams and to create goals for ourselves and to decide that we're not done. Even that song, Get Back Up, right? Maybe listen to it. If you haven't heard of it, or if you haven't listened to it in a long time, like I had it on repeat for a couple weeks recently. That's why it's like so like in the front of my mind. The first verse is, go ahead and take your best shot. Let it rip, give it all you got. It's a challenge, right? It's like, yeah, go ahead, but I'll get back up. I mean, truly, that's the name of the song, right? You'll know just the moment when I've had enough. But the world card being at the end here, like you've made it through. You got what you needed to get out of this experience, whatever it is that you've been going through. And part of the reason of going through that experience is to show you how to get to here, like with the Ace of Pentacles and the Justice card. It brought you that clarity. I love all the butterflies in this too, because butterflies are about transformation, right? Like literal metamorphosis. Your appearance could change. The way that you express yourself could change, and it probably will if you are allowing yourself to be more authentic. You're going to dress in a way that is more authentic to you. You're going to speak. You're going to communicate, right? Like all these different things. I also love how there's not another single person in any of these cards. This is about you. At the bottom of the deck, we have Toxic Witches, which is a devil card. It says, be cautious of those who take more than they give. So again, like this feels like separating from those relationships, those people. It's no longer putting yourself in spaces where you feel like this, where you feel you don't belong, you're not welcome, that, you know, somebody is taking more than they give you. And also, too, that's confirmed by the Eight of Cups. Literally walking away, you know, from that situation. Stop overthinking and just do it with the Eight of Swords. And then the Lovers. You know, and again, even this energy here, right? Like if we stay in spaces where we feel small, we feel unwelcome, we feel bad about ourselves, or we're trying so fucking hard to like fit in because we thought this group of people or this environment is something that we wanted to be involved in, but it's just not, you know, working out. It has your nervous system out of whack. Right? It makes you feel sad. Truly, like walking away from those things. And not, it's like not allowing the limiting beliefs, the self-sabotage, the conditioning, really, brainwashing, to be dramatic. You're not going to miss anything. You're not going to miss anything from leaving those spaces. And what it does is it opens the possibility of connecting with people who are in the spaces that do make you feel good, that give you as much as you give them. It's more reciprocal. Literally on the Lover's card, it says, will you or won't you? The choice is yours. I mean, if this is something that you've been going back and forth about a lot, now is the time. There are people out there, environments, energy, whatever, that are vibrationally, frequency wise, whatever, more like they see your light. They welcome it, they celebrate it, right? This toxic witches, they're jealous of that light, which is why they withhold any type of recognition or any type of exchange from you. Get out of there. Get out of there. Okay, I'm leaving it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soonish. Bye.